It gave me a good stream yesterday, so hopefully it do the same today. So let me make sure this going live. Okay, look like it's going live on there. Let me go to my channel. And it just went live on the channel. Okay, then I think I just got the notification. I know the notification didn't go out at all yesterday, but it went out today. All right, cool. All right. Now I know, Trish, you can hear me, but I need to make sure people over here on the YouTube and they can hear me or whatnot. So if somebody would please, if you will, give me a mic check, sound check, and let me know that y'all hear me. Oh, they're gonna notification. Let me turn this stuff down.
They hear you.
Oh, you already see the comments? They coming in.
Yeah, I went onto my other device, and I hear you.
They coming in slow on my side, so I don't know why I do that. You know, the comments coming real slow on my side, but I guess you can see it faster than I can. So, anyway, guys, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you watch my content, as always, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Y'all know lately I've been just talking about social services, and we've been talking about a lot. Oh, okay, there go everybody right there. Wow. Okay. A baby girl mother 3, ain't you probably emailing me? Because I think you said you want to speak. What up, Spencer? What up, Back to the Basics? What up, Good Day, Tina Powers? And what's up, Crime Curious? Yeah, I know I've been gung-ho speaking of, children's services. And the reason I've been doing it because a lot of these stories we've been doing lately, guess who's playing a part in it? Children's services. Social services playing a major part in it. The West Boys, Malia Davis, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Malia Bash probably somewhere in there somewhere, if I'm not mistaken. But however, though, you got a lot of these children that's been hit with this stuff, and children's services has played a major role up in it. Some of you got good things to say, some of you got bad things to say, and a lot of y'all are in between. So what we doing today is I got a guest who I have had on my show before. It's been a long time since she's been on the show, and I'm glad she gave me some of her time, who can give us a little insight about, the social services. And we're going to bring her in right now. And this is my girl, Trish. Trish, when the last time you been on my show? Man, when the last time you been on here? It's been some years, ain't it?
Yeah, it's been a while. Maybe going on too.
Right, because the few times I have brought, it been about kids, and sometimes you be like, hey, I can speak on it, bring me up, and I'll bring you up, and it'd be an excellent show that we talk about kids on that. What is this thing doing? Okay, it froze up a little bit. Okay, and let me bring you up right here. All right, there you go, right there. There you go, right there. And I thank you for your time, dude. Hopefully you give us a little insight of what's going on with this. So now you dipped and dabbed in this, and you kind of work around this. So you say there is a good and a bad. So
Yes.
if you don't mind, kind of tell us whatever you can. What's your role in it, and then after that, tell us what's the good side of it. Then after that, we can go into the bad side of it. This, then, the third. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Hi. Well, thanks for having me, inviting me. Hello to your great people. I know you have great people in your chat. And my role, well, my family, we have a corporation, and basically we're the people that hire and train social workers, sayers coming out of college, internships, people who have been in the business for a long time. We train, we give them their caseloads, which place, take, set up adoptions, fingerprinting of foster parents, and all that. With that being said, and just like with police, you have good cops and you have bad cops. Social workers, the same thing. You have your good ones and you have your bad ones. It's kind of hard to know right off top who's going to be a bad one, because just like some people are criminals or bad people, but they haven't been caught yet, and they're not in the system. That's how that goes. So say you hire somebody and they're excellent as far as the verbal communications, the eye contact, and they could be the worst worker you ever had, which means they're not in it for the children. It's purely for profit, you know.
Mm.
And then you have somebody who comes in and they're trying, and that's the best person. That's the best person, you know. And unfortunately, what they're not talking about on in the news is how COVID has hurt what we do in the mental health system. That when I say that, I mean for teachers, doctors, nurses. Some people are called what they call mandated reporters. So a child could be part of the foster care system, and things that maybe a social worker may not be able to catch, the teachers at school or would be able to catch.
Mm-hmm.
And then being mandated reporter means that they're by law they have to report what's going on with the child. It's a process. The teacher might notice something and send the child to see it by counselor or the school nurse. Well, in a lot of states, because the schools are still down, it's just a mess right now. So there is a rise in child abuse, domestic violence,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
there is a rise right now, and it's real upsetting. They're not really talking about that. Social workers really can't do their job effectively because of COVID not being allowed to go into the homes right now.
So
Like,
by you saying it right there, then it's causing a lot of stuff to like go under the rug, right?
yes, it's like the domino effect. It's like when the workers had the privilege of going into the homes, you can catch something that may be out of whack or your instincts, and you can find things. But now they're made to stand at the door with your clipboard and your mask and talk to the child and the parent, the foster parent at the door. Now, we don't know what's right around the corner if somebody's giving them a dirty look. We don't know because right now we're not allowed to go into the homes. So it's the collapse right now within the system and mental health and everything. There's been a collapse in mental health for years, but now with this happening, it's horrible. It's horrible, and nobody's really talking about that.
Well, just let me ask you this. You said, y'all hire people to do this or whatnot. In your hiring process, what do you, what all do y'all look at when y'all hire these people?
But you do fingerprints. You do the fingerprinting, and like I said, it's sometimes there's bad people that go under the radar,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
if you don't have a criminal background, and you're just looking at a clean slate, well, then you might miss that. But they're all good.
Okay.
Um,
Do
you
you,
have to have a degree, certain degrees that you're 4 years. Uh, Let me think. Excuse me, I can't
sociology?
say it right now. Yeah, classes that you have to take. Technically, I always tell the people the newbies that come in and I train them. Basically, yes, you went through all those years of college. You might have went on to graduate school. You might have gotten your BA or your master's, but it really, a book can only tell you so much. It's the hands-on where you really get, where you really learn.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you're never really out of school when you're in this line of work. I'm always taking online classes to recertify, or you have to have your CPR training. It's just so much that goes into this, and I can't narrow it down to just go to college and that's done. You're done. No, you're always going to be in school for the rest of your career.
So, like a lot of jobs, y'all have an annual training every year.
Yeah, and
I
just
know what you're
meetings
talking
you
about.
have to go to. And you're never out of school. It's one of those careers where it never ends. It never ends. You're always going to be in some sort of class or something.
Mm. Well, let me ask you this. Now, as far as the hiring process, let's say people who's under the radar, they get hired. All right, they get hired.
Hmm.
Do y'all go back like periodically and just do random background checks? I know a lot of jobs do that too. They go back and do
Oh,
random background checks again, and they end up finding stuff which costs a lot of jobs to release the person that they hire. So do y'all do that as well?
of course you have to.
Okay.
Um, you know, dare I say that Facebook is a big
Oh
influence
Jesus
and
Christ.
other media outlets. I mean, your background and what you're doing in your life means a lot. I mean, you're working with the world's smallest victims.
Mm-hmm.
You're working
Mm-hmm.
with the world's smallest victims. So your character does matter. And over the years, it's a process. It's like a mental thing. There's, like I said, there's good social workers that really come to do their job, and then there's the bad ones. And then also, you also know, just like cops, one bad cop makes it everybody like F the police, Well, the same thing with social workers. When they
Mm-hmm.
see them coming, they associate them with uh, the worst, like taking children from homes. That's all
Right.
you want to do. You just want to take kids. You don't care about family. But yet, there's that call where everybody in the neighborhood knew something was going on,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys didn't call. But when it's said and done, and the police come and there's interviewers, and what do you say? I knew something was happening. That child did look thin,
Mm-hmm.
but then you're mad when the social workers pop up. But it's like here it's so many different.
I know it's
It's
so
like a
it's too much.
maze.
It's too
You do
much to
have
kind of
those calls,
yeah, too much kind of tell, right? So okay,
right? It's
so with the COVID situation that's going on now, when you say you got to talk to them through the door, are you talking about like the door shut, you got to talk and scream, or they at least crack
no,
open the door where you could talk to the
they can
child?
open the door.
Okay, now are you able
You
to?
have to open the door.
Okay, so are you able to see the child even though the door is open? Are you able to see the child? Or you just got to talk to them through that crack.
They're allowed to open the door wide, open.
Mm-hmm.
They talk to the foster parent, and
Mm-hmm.
then they will say, "Excuse me, I would like to talk to the child alone." And
Okay.
then they have a conversation with the child, and you know, there's only so much you could do unless you whisper. If everything, blink twice if something's wrong.
Right. Right.
You 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 want to do that sometimes, but
Right.
you have to follow protocol, and it's just like you study their faces real hard. You
Mm-hmm.
While you're talking, you can look for little things like sometimes the mouth doesn't have to say anything. Look at the
Exactly.
eyes.
Exactly.
Look if the
Exactly.
eyes shift to the left too fast, if they shift to the right too hard, if you can tell they want to turn around and say something, but they can't. You have to learn how to look at every detail of the face sometimes.
Well, let me ask you this. Let's just say a scenario that you do run into a home that the child is doing it and give you like glossy looks and give you body language, something is going on. Is it within your protocol to ask the parents, why he or she acted like that? Are you allowed to do that, or you just gotta just act like you don't see it?
No, no, no. You can ask questions, and if you have any suspicions, you could take matters and you could request that they come to the office or something.
Okay,
I need to
okay.
talk with you further. But it's like those home visits were a vital thing, and
Mm-hmm.
and they're gone right now. I
Okay.
can't go in the home anymore. I can't look at the surroundings. I mean, and that's hard. Because, like I said, sometimes, we don't walk through houses and say, "Oh my God, this feel. Oh my God," you that's unprofessional. But
Mm-hmm.
you can take notes and you could bring it back to your team and decide what you're going to do. Well, now we've lost the whole home aspect of this situation. So now some kids are brave, and they'll
Mm-hmm.
tell you straight up. Some kids are scared. You know, um, it's just it's hard right now.
And just like somebody just
We're
asked,
all just trying.
and just like somebody just asked in the chat room, hey Monique, what's going on? I appreciate you coming through. And just like somebody asked in the chat room, oh, so y'all can't go in the home, but they allowed to go in the office. I was just thinking the same thing. Y'all can't go in the home, but
Yeah,
they come
but
to the
there's certain
office.
protocols. set up in the office too. Like what is that? The screen, how when you go to the stores now and they have the plastic screen set up, you know, it's like that now. All the desks are social distance appropriate, everybody's going through that. Everybody's going through that right now. And there's case, I want to hit on some of the cases. People always bring up, what about those calls when it's just like somebody bitter and salty and angry and they call you
now,
guys
are you able to talk about that?
and they make up those lies. A good worker can see right through that,
Okay.
There's a lot of that going on. They're not supposed to act on hearsay. A good worker will never act on hearsay. I wish there was a crystal ball I had where I could look or read minds. If wish was a fifth, we'd all be rich, as they say. You just do the best you can do. And you try and build up a rapport. My thing is, here's my thing. When they first come into the office, when you first meet or get a new case, try and build up a rapport. Talk to them on their level. Trying to get to know them as an individual. Some of these kids have been in the system so long, they know the system better than me. It's just back, damn it, back, they come in with plastic hefty bag full of clothes. It's just, you have to learn, I guess, within your own heart and your own brain how to determine sometimes what is reality and what's not. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay, because I got a phone call and sometimes it goes low.
I heard a phone call too. I heard a phone call too, so I heard everything.
Yeah, so you just have to, sometimes your common sense and your instinct will win the day, but there is a bad side. Sometimes you have kids and you're fighting for them, but they're fighting against you.
Before we go into the bad side, let me ask you this, because this is one of the main things I talk about people making false calls, and y'all know and aware of the false calls.
Oh, yeah.
So when you do find out that the call is false, I mean, is there anything y'all can do for the person who made the false call, or it's kind of like there's nothing y'all can do?
Oh, bull crap. I do. Sometimes I flip it on the person who made the call when I find out it's false. Sometimes I investigate that person. I've done that plenty of times. Sometimes there's been prosecutions because that's slanderous. You waste our time. You waste everybody's time. Oh, yes.
Yes.
I don't know about it. Has something to do with the personal. Me personally, I will flip it on you. You better not make a call like that and give me your real name. I'll investigate you.
Right.
I'll put you under the microscope. Now, I despise people that do that.
Thank you
personally.
So much. Thank you so much. Now, has there anybody that you done that to and you investigate them and find out they had some shady stuff going on? Okay.
Yes.
And what do you do
Isn't that
when you
crazy?
find out they got some shady going on? What do you do when they find out they got some shady going on? What do you do?
I do everything that I'm supposed to do.
Okay.
I do everything that they wanted me to do to the other person.
There you go. Amen to that. Amen to that. Wow. Amen.
No, don't think they don't all get away with that. I'm saying on a personal level, I flip it on them.
Thank you. We need more like you. So let me ask you this. Then we get into the bad side. Do you train your peoples who you hire to recognize these kind of calls? And do you kind of like train them to do what you did, flip the script, or you just let them use their best judgment, or what? Because if I was trying to get in this business and that's where you at, I would definitely want you to train me so I can flip that shit back, because I'm like you. I think that is disgusting that you're doing it because you bitter. And I say this all the time. You're not really hurting the parents. You're actually hurting the child, because the child is innocent. So you're doing this to an innocent child because you bitter towards the grown up. And that's stupid. We're adults and we're being petty now. That you want to bring in social services to get somebody's kid taken away because y'all got an issue that you can't work out. Not because the kid did something to you, but you are mad at the adult because y'all can't work something out. But I'm gonna get this bitch kid taken away because of this?
Yep.
That's a motherfucking ridiculous. So do
And-
you train them to recognize false calls? And can
Yeah.
they do what you did?
I train. Of course, we bring that up, and it's just so disgusting because it's a waste of time, energy. But this is discussed a lot. But we discuss everything as a team. But when it comes down to that, if it's under my watch, I like to handle it personally because I feel like nobody could do it the way I do it. It's just deplorable. It's like, why would you? I don't understand the human psyche sometimes. That's the first thing you think of is to call and make lies and just tell lies and destroy somebody's life. Okay, let's pick your life apart a little bit.
Thank you. And I bet the motherfucker would never make a call to y'all again. Well, Trish, we got a question in the chat room, and I got a question right behind that. I think just one of the ladies off in the interview after a while, probably down the road, they said, I have a question. Is it abuse for a grown man to beat a 13-year-old because the child for not wanting to fight another teen? Is it abuse for a grown man to punch a child so hard he threw up? So pretty much, they saying is it abuse for a man to hit a 13-year-old because he did not want to fight, and to the point that he hit him so hard that he threw up? That's a good question. Hey, what's up, everybody in the chat room? What's up, Faith? Monique Thomas. Y'all remember I talked to Monique the other day. Y'all know the thing shut down on me. We're going to try to get that show back on this weekend for y'all so we can continue her story. We did it a couple of days ago. But, of course, y'all know I kept having problems with the stream. So we're going to try to bring it up this weekend and continue her story. But, yeah, Trish, talk about that. Yeah, is that considered abuse? And get them likes up for me, guys, please.
And yeah, that's a little extreme. That's abuse to hit him to the point that he throws up. And here's the thing: most of us are of age, and we have brothers or cousins, and that old school where the daddy or the uncle let's square up. You want to show your ass? Let's square up. We all have been around something like that. But this is a new day and time. I will tell you this. It is not against the law to spank your children. There's a difference between spanking and abuse. We don't care about if you get that booty meat. Get that booty meat. Get that booty meat, tear it up. But when you start to leave, this is a new day and time. And, we come from the era where Granny or Mama got mad at you. They pick up anything and land it anywhere, and you knew better. But we're talking about the law right now, and there's no law that says you can't get that booty meat. So a lot of people have that misconception that you're not allowed to spank your kids at all.
And I'm glad
the abuse comes in.
And I'm glad you're speaking on that. I'm glad you're speaking on that. Hold that note for a minute. I'm glad you're speaking on that because you got a lot of people now that when you discipline your children in public, that's the first thing they say. I'm going to call CPS on you. But why? But why? So I'm supposed to sit up there and let my child show out and don't do anything and just keep telling them to calm down? No, I feel I should give them something to calm down. And it's more like you said, get the booty meat. I ain't heard that term and God knows when, but get the booty meat. So let me ask you this. If you do get a call saying that somebody being spanked, do y'all have to come check that out, or depending on the details that they give y'all?
Well, when I get those calls personally, I try to ask as many questions. I'm like, well, what happened? I've had ridiculous calls where he was running around the store and she grabbed him and she shook him and made him stand there, and I'm like, okay, well then,
are you serious? Are you serious?
Yeah, oh man, I get so many ridiculous calls. It's crazy.
Wow. But go ahead. Wow.
She shook him. And I saw her yelling, or he was yelling at his kids. Well, ma'am, what was he yelling? Bring your ass back here and stand here and act civilized. Like, and you find that wrong,
Right.
okay. Like, yeah, some calls you have to go out on, but I don't think, I mean, if we are going by those standards, Chris, back in the day, we were abused and didn't even
Thank
know
you.
it.
Thank you. From the schools on up, because the school was allowed to paddle us, and if you get the right one, they'll make you feel that fire. All right? But you get the ones that
Yeah,
kind of old,
that's what
the
I sit back and think sometimes that, boy, I was, my mom was from Mississippi. So you know how that goes.
right.
That old school beat your butt and talk to you while they doing it, and then call their friends and tell their friends how they whooped your butt, and they all sit around and laugh at you.
Right.
So I guess I
So
was mentally abused as well and
thank
didn't
you.
know it.
So I've been abused all my life. I've been abused all my life then, because my grandma used to whip my ass.
Yeah.
My mom used to whip my ass. My dad, well, I never really got many whoopings from him, but I did get whippings from him. The principal used to tap me on my hand, on my ass. So we've been abused all our life. So where's CPS when we need them? If it's that easy,
Yeah,
I have to call them.
I feel let down.
Where
But I
they at
know I
now?
made it out. I
Right.
made it. I'm doing fine.
Right. I'm doing just fine. Got a few bruised asses, but I'm doing just fine. So you literally get calls because people yelling at the kids telling them to straighten up. Wow, that is crazy. See, that let you know
Wait.
right there.
I I remember one time I was showing out in school so bad, and it was like over time. My mom came up to that school in the 6th grade, pulled out that belt, and whooped my behind in front of the
For the whole
classroom,
class. Yep. For the
and,
whole
and, and
class.
told me if she had to come back out there, she was gonna kill me, bury me, dig me back up, and sit my dead stinking ass in the chair so everybody could laugh at me. I did never do it again.
And again, if we want to call that what you got called about child abuse, then that right there should have been way overboard. You should have been able to call them too, say this woman is abusing me. But again,
Right.
I'm an 80s baby. You may be a little older than me, but I'm an 80s baby. And again, back then, like when I would talk to my mom, and she would be like, because I tried to talk to her one day about the stuff she was doing to me when she was whooping me or whatnot. And she said, boy, the stuff that happened to you ain't compared to when I was growing up. If you would have saw all the things that my mama, rest in soul, was hitting her with to whoop her butt, then what you got is just a walk in the park. Now I'm hearing they used to get hit with sugar canes,
Oh Lord.
rubber, whatever that rubber that be inside the tires on the bike. They'll take that and swing it at your ass. And there was some other stuff that my mom said they used to get their butt whipped. So I'm guessing back then in that era,
Yeah, that's
whooping
way
your
before
ass was
me.
just whooping your ass. It wasn't no such thing as CPS getting involved. And in the 80s,
Yeah, it was.
in the 80s,
That's before. But I tell you this. My parents had 6 boys and 3 girls, and that's a big family. We were something terrible, and it was plenty of times where line it up. I didn't even do nothing. You were there. You were there.
Yep.
And I was like, well, you were there. You didn't say anything, so you're getting it too.
Right,
like,
all because
what?
you didn't say nothing. All because you didn't say nothing. Yep. So if you didn't say nothing, that mean you was part of that problem too. So yeah, come on, bring your ass on, bring it on. I remember all that, and some people say that's a slave mentality, and it might be to a certain extent. But without it, where would we be right now, though? Without it.
Yeah, I mean, and look, all those children my mom had, and she doesn't have any prisoners. She doesn't have any jailbirds. Almost all of us went to college, and even the ones that didn't, they're working, they making money and living good, so I don't know.
Because
it's just
exactly, me and my sister, we never been to jail. I never been suspended. Been close to a few times, but I never even been suspended from school. And me and her never been to jail. So again, like I said, I can understand how people say, that was a slave mentality, when we talk about how we got our ass whooped, and I understand it to an extent. But again, if you look on the other side of that sword, look at how a lot of these people turned out. A lot of these people turned out good, and when I got education, or how they say about their education, they went got degrees and all this stuff, and we doing good. Look at me now. I didn't think I'd be doing this shit what I'm doing, but as the years pass, I got a passion of doing this. So I look. Sometimes you gotta appreciate the stuff like that to make yourself better. And I tell that to the younger generation,
Yeah,
where the
and
younger,
society has
yeah,
played a big role in the change. There's a
mm-hmm,
People are more sensitive now. They're
yes,
sensitive.
yes,
The society is so sensitive. It's you don't know which way you're going sometimes. It's like my normal is not normal anymore, so I have to take that into big consideration when I do my job. Is they blame the parents for everything now. If a child
mm-hmm.
acts up at school, it's bad parenting. If it's just like, why do you keep blaming the parents for everything? Sometimes there's good parents, and they just have a child that's bad. Ornery. We don't like to use the word bad, but you just have a child, the bad seed, I guess.
And,
You can't blame the parents for everything. Not in all situations.
and I agree with you there because I say that a lot of times. I would say probably majority of the time it does come from home, but there's them times that parents are doing the best they can to raise
Yes.
these children, but these children be having disorders, what they call it PTSD, all this stuff. Little kids be having this stuff, and you ever been around? I'm sure you have. You've been around a child that just can't sit down. They always moving and just jumping
Yes.
around. Yeah, I
That's
mean,
where mental health comes in.
right. And then you have to put them
That's
on.
where the mental health part
Right,
comes
and you
in.
have to actually put them on medication just to calm them down. I think that's sad that they had to take medication just to calm them down. So I mean, that's not an environment
Yeah.
that you is responsible for this because they can't jump around. A lot of us cannot help how the way we was born.
Right, right.
A lot of us
The
can't.
wires are different.
Right, and a lot of stuff is not hereditary. So mom and dad may not have that jitterbug in where they moving around all the time, but the child somehow the jitterbug got in them, man. They just all over the place, and God knows, don't give them no sugar because they make it worse.
Yeah, and it's like people also have this misconception that foster care is just throwing them in big buildings. No, there's some very loving foster parents out there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's different. There's a You have homes for children that need medication because they may have mental or physical disabilities,
Mm-hmm.
and these two people might be professional, be able to work with those children. You have children that are on diabetes, that have diabetes, or
Mm-hmm.
born with diseases and blind or
Mm-hmm.
something, and you have the homes for that. You have the children that are homosexuals. They have foster parents that know how to deal with that. You have, I have to be blunt. They call them death homes, children
Mm-hmm.
who are dying.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the last home they'll ever be in. And it's just COVID has run rampant through the system as well. I've personally lost people, coworkers, and people from other facilities. At least 3 CEOs I know have died, and children, and even
Mm.
pregnant women have died with this COVID. This is a new thing for us. It's a
Mm.
it's an emotional thing that we're
Mm-hmm.
going through, losing colleagues and children part of the system to the COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we're working right now on. We're just now getting the vaccine. I got my first shot. I have my second one in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are afraid of the vaccine. Um, the children, there's been some foster youth who have already been able to get their shots. It's just a new world. It's just hard on all of us right now.
Right. Right. All right. So we can get into the bad side of things. You finna speak about that earlier. So what would you your experience on the bad side of this that you do?
It's a lot of bad. It's a lot of good, but there's a lot of okay. I have a personal experience.
Okay.
Now I've been doing this now for about 18 years,
Okay.
and a friend of mine who passed about 5 years ago, she was a single mother. The father was not interested in being in the child's life or anything. So I wanted to foster this child.
Okay.
And so I set it up. I went through protocol, even though, you can't really, I couldn't take it through ours because that's too close and personal.
Mm-hmm.
So I went through somebody else Another woman that I know from a her not to tell her workers or anything that we knew each other.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to keep this strictly business.
Okay.
So the woman showed up at my home, and you know, my I know what I'm doing because this is what I do. I had everything set in place the way I know it's supposed to be. My home is clean. Um, Even the swimming pool, I had a gate put around my pool, so because I know that's another thing they worry about is children falling into swimming pools. I personally paid somebody to put a nice gate around my pool
Mm-hmm.
area with a lock. And I live in a gated community. It's you work hard, you get what you want. So the woman came. I allowed her to. I told the people to let her in, and she came in. I saw the look on her face right off.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "This isn't gonna go good." She sat there. She asked her questions. I showed her everything she needed to see, and shook her hand, and she went off.
Okay.
My friend called me a week later, and she said, "You're not gonna believe this." She said, "I found a bad one in my stable." That's what she said. I said, "What?" She said, "I got complaints about this one, but now I know for sure." She said, "I was just to your house maybe a week and a half ago. Your house is beautiful and immaculate." She said, "This woman wrote that your house was filthy, that you had no food, that your pool was not safe. She wrote the worst report on you."
So wait. So they do that.
Yes,
They
they
do
do.
go there, and your house could be in clean condition, food and everything, and go back and sit there and
Right.
fucking lie like that.
Yes, we caught her ass.
Holy
She caught her
shit.
ass.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Holy shit. Mm.
Caught up because she didn't know. And hating on somebody, as they say, but she did. She worked. And you, like I said in the beginning, I know protocol. So I had my refrigerator and the deep freezer and the cabinet stacked up. I had just had the lady come clean my house the day before. I'm talking about clean and deep clean my house. Um, I had that fence around the pool, and she wrote the worst report on me. I was in shock, but I know it happens, but I didn't expect it to happen to me. So, yes, there are bad. There are bad. That's my personal experience with a dirty social working bitch.
What happened that you got that bad report? What did they do?
She fired her. She dismissed her.
Oh, so nobody came out to your house saying did a second check or try to remove the children from the home, anything like that?
Of course they did. And even the second person was like, "Oh my gosh, she was just, I can't believe she wrote that report. I can't believe that." But she was, she didn't realize that I knew her boss personally, comes to my house all the time for me, little soirees, whatever we have. She didn't know that when her boss is my friend, and that I showed her pictures of the fence I had put around the pool. She didn't know all that. She was just dirty. She was dirty. For some reason, instead of putting this child in a nice home, she would rather lie on me.
My
Crazy,
my
huh?
mouth is open. I don't know if you can see me. Well, now you can't see me on my camera. I got you on solo mode, so you can't see me. When you go back and watch the replay, you'll see my mouth when you said that. Because a lot of people got in their mindset that the CPS coming to your house is because of something that you did, but you just confirmed there's a lot of cases you ain't did shit, and they still sit there and write a bad report on you. So let me ask you this.
Right, and that
Let me ask you this, Trish, before you go in the flood. Let me ask you this. I even heard that if they don't like your attitude or they feel threatened by your attitude, they'll do it then too. Have you ever experienced somebody that did it just because they didn't like their attitude?
oh yes, I get reports like that all
Oh
the time
God! Oh God! Oh
for
wow!
people with bad because they don't like the attitude. Um, I try to train my people that you can't. we go in the worst situations sometimes. I mean the worst. And I try to tell them to show no reaction. People
Uh-huh.
don't like it when you come and stand high and mighty over them. You get better results. I guess you could call it dummy down when you're
Uh-huh.
compassionate, or you come down to their level. Nobody likes anybody standing high and mighty over them. No matter what the situation is, you have to handle it with professionalism and tact.
Trish, I am glad you made time for this because, again, I'm ignorant to a lot of this, dear, because I don't have any biological children. It's quite a few of my adopted them as my adopted child. Well, not literally adopted, but I done got close to him, so I call him my daughter or my son or whatever. But I don't have a biological child, so I don't know what it's like for CPS to come and fuck with my biological child because of any allegations. But I know what it feel like to have CPS come to your house on false allegation. I know what that's like, and it's actually disgusting. But the fact that you just
Yeah.
confirmed that people will come see your house and you had that house spick and span, they would still go back to the people and allow you like that. That's a fucking shame. And if they don't like your attitude or they don't like
Yeah,
you,
it
period,
happens.
they will go back and write a bad report. And people been telling me this, but I'm ignorant
Yeah.
to all this. And you work in this system, and that is sad. That
Yeah.
is sad.
And it's like you know me, I'm not gonna lie about it. There's a dark side. There's a dark side. I've always wondered personally, what do you
What up, Stone
benefit
Cold?
from
What up,
doing
Brielle?
this? What's up, Stone?
Yeah, Stone Cold. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
so
come here. He come here every now and again, unless he be in the bushes all the time. He come in every now and again. What up, Yui? Yui, how you doing, dear? I did get your email, dear, but I already had this show going on when you sent me that email, so I'm gonna have to catch you probably this Sunday when I start the show back up again. But go ahead, Trish. What you were saying now?
no, it's just I've often wondered personally, what do they have to gain from trying to destroy somebody or slander? What's their personal gain? You don't make any profit from this. You don't so
That
it
is
has
so
to be
sad.
something wicked.
That is so
Yeah, it
sad.
has to be something wicked within. I think just they're on a power trip. They like the feeling of the power they yield over certain people to determine how their fate will turn out, and that to me is despicable. On the lowest level, um, there are perks to being in the system, such as well, I mean, that's horrible as that is to say.
Mm-hmm.
Say you are a foster child, they'll be able to get into college faster than say our biological children. Like with my biological children, I have them in all type of programs to get scholarships. They have to earn it though. But foster children, as far as getting into college and grants and everything they need, and it's there for them. They can go see the doctors, the dentist. Everything's paid for. They need braces, they get them. Me as a biological parent, I have to pay for those braces. But foster kids do get all that. If you have the right worker, you have to be on that. You
Mm-hmm.
have to bug some of them. Me with my personal clients, I'm always like, hey, I know how to. Oh, he needs braces. Okay, let me. You have to go above and beyond the call of duty. You have some of these workers that just want to do their job and nothing else. Anything that takes them out of their box or makes or they have to do extra work, they don't want to do it. But you have to also understand it might be one person with 60 cases,
Mm-hmm.
and that gets like it's overwhelming at times.
Mm-hmm.
But they say the squeaky wheel gets the oil. The squeaky wheel gets the oil. So if you do have a foster child or a child that's in the system, you have to be that squeaky wheel. You have to say, this is what I want, this is what I need. Where can I find this? We have the resources to guide you there. We can't do the work for you. I
Mm-hmm.
find that a lot of people want me to do it for them. I can't do it for you, but I could definitely put you at the door.
So Trish, I had found something, and before we go on for the guys, thank y'all so much for joining. If y'all can, please hit that thumbs up for your boy. This is a good topic, and I think it needs the thumbs up. The more you hit the thumbs up, the more this topic will get out there. Because I see a lot of y'all coming in now. You know, the more y'all hit the thumbs up, a lot of people coming in. Trish, my man Brielle, I know you remember Brielle. He said, bro, CPS sent me home. My mom not doing the requirements in order for me to be returned home. And I think he had a problem with his mom back in the day. I'm not going to say what the problem is, but if you want to come up and talk about it, we'll do it at a later date. But I remember him telling me personally some things he was going through with his mama, you know.
Right.
He said he got
and I believe him because a lot slipped through the cracks, you know, a lot more than I'm comfortable with, but it happens.
Then he said, I got the paperwork to prove it. He said, then my mom made false allegations and stabbed me later in life. Oh, man, that's crazy.
Right. Some personal stories I have is we also deal with group homes for boys. And it's a sad situation where, first of all, it's like levels to this crap. You get the child and, you know, it's crazy that the parent could be mad abusive. And I mean, cigarette burns, beaten, starving. And this child that you get will be mad at you. Like they've become complacent in their horrible situation, but all they see is red and they hate you because you took them out of their normal. So then you have to go through that. Then you have to earn trust. And then you get them where they're supposed to be. And the parents or stuff take those classes, which that's another story. These are arguments that I have within the system. My damn self, take the classes. And or how about this one? The mother ain't shit. And the father is a good father and works hard. And the courts still
won't give it to the
don't want to give the child to the father. Like I tell you men, I'm gonna tell you men something. You have rights, but you better fight for them because the system does go against men. I'm be the first to tell you, they are against you men, but you have rights. You just need to get out there and fight for them because those cases burn me up when the father wants the child and he's doing everything he's supposed to do, but they're still holding out for this no good woman who's just going to do it all over again. But that's another story. But
wait. Let's stick on that for a minute. Let's stick on that for a minute. I want you to tell me, in your opinion, since you're doing this, in your opinion, why do you think they so with the moms versus if they do see how the child act with the dad and the child pretty much itself wants to be with the dad and they see the dad has good income and everything? Why do you think they always so with the mom and keep saying that they think the child's better off with the mom versus giving it to the dad? You know, or
that's a question I don't know. I can't answer it. It's irritating and it's disgusting. And I have some cases where the father did end up with his children, but I tell you, he had to walk through hell and back to do it. He had to walk through hell, and I just don't get it. So when you do see these fathers who are able to pull their children out of the system and be the father that they are, you need to shake their hands because they have walked through hell and back. They have been through some things.
I tip my hats off to any father who'd have been through that and finally got custody. Matter of fact, I love when I hear men say, I got custody of my child. I love to hear that. You know, not necessarily say to bash the woman. I mean, if she didn't have a life together or whatever the case was going on and you was able to step in and get your child, I'm happy to hear that. You know, I mean, I got nothing against women. If you are a good mother, then keep doing your thing. But if you know you're not in a spot to care for that child and you see this man in a better spot, you got to put that bitterness to the side and let this man handle your child till you get yourself together. And I think that's a lot of times what's been going on because they not in a good spot. They have anger towards the dad, but then take it out on the child. And I never understood that, you know? So, and it's a shame that men have to go to hell and hot water just to get custody of their child. So again, hats out to any man who has faults.
Right.
And got their child. Trish, I want to show you something. Come my camera on. You let me know if you can see this now, what I'm about to show you. Oh, now
And
stop
I'm
the damn
sorry you
game.
went through that, Monique. You definitely did slip through the cracks.
Can you see my? Can you see me? Can you see me?
Um, yeah, I see you on my other device.
You see me on the stream, y'all, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you see this thing that's over me right here?
Yes.
Okay. Are these the stages of social services? First it says the intake, but it's saying Austin, so I'm assuming this may be Texas. I don't know. I don't know if it's across the globe. Right here,
Mm-hmm.
it says it's the intake. You go down here, 30 days. Investigate. So investigates take 30 days.
Sometimes longer.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Depending on the situation.
Okay, now
And
is
then after a year, conservatorship, court ordered. Conservatorship. That's a tricky one right there.
right, right.
Because
That's why I brought this up because we was on this. I wanted you to see this. Now let me ask you this before you go any further. Is there any time that investigation take less than 30 days?
yeah, extreme cases.
Okay.
Extreme.
Now what's this about the 6 months on family-based safety service voluntary? What are they talking about right here?
So basically, if there is deemed to be a problem, they usually give that amount of time for to take parenting classes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, um, that's something that I have that it's like a double-edged sword. Sometimes, like parenting, I mean, you want your child back for whatever, even though you might be a deplorable person, but
Mm-hmm.
you like that money coming in every month from whatever resource.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna
Mm-hmm.
fake it till you make it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the downside of that.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes there's success stories from parenting classes. Basically, after 6 months and stuff of that, if you're still that person, that's when you go on to the court ordered, the court ordered situations, and where the child becomes a ward of the state. That's not an overnight process. That's a yeah.
Mm.
Some and then another downside to that is what we're trying to do personally is we have uh, homes. We have set up apartment buildings for children that age out. You know what aging out is, right? When they turn 18.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We have programs where we offer them, we have different resources coming to talk to them, like the military. Some kids have nobody, they have
Right.
no family.
Right.
Instead
Right.
of ending up
Right.
on the streets,
Right.
the military is the best option for them because it's 3 hots and a cot. And they try and train them how to work the military to benefit themselves so that they don't just do those 2 or 4 years and come out homeless.
And
Um,
before we go any further with that, and it's amazing that the kids who do go through that
mhm.
come out, man, amazing.
Yeah,
You wouldn't even think they went through all of this until you hear their story.
yes, it is amazing.
Yes.
Like I have a lot of I get letters from all around the world from children who have aged out and thank us for getting to them into, I can't tell the name of the program over here, but getting them, this program basically, it not only just says go into the military, it teaches them how to be responsible, because a lot of people, go into the military, and when they get out there broke, they have nothing. Well, little examples of this program trains them how, if you're a single male or female, you join the military, don't buy a car as your first thing. What you need a car for? You're going on deployment. Save your money. Don't get an apartment right away if you have no children or if you're single. Stay on base. Save all that money. You know, Try and make a career of it. Use it for college purposes.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
you know, uh, I like this program because it trains them to be all that, to do all that, to be responsible in the military.
Mm-hmm.
And there's other programs like for colleges, as long as you can stay in these facilities, as long as you're pursuing some sort of a degree, you know, going to college. You can't just stay there for free. We'll help you with employment. You
Mm-hmm.
can you can live there, but you have to bank a certain amount of money. That's your money. But okay, here's an example. Say you're making, I'll just throw this out there. Say you're making $200 a week. Well, you
Mm-hmm.
have to bank 150 of those dollars.
Mm-hmm.
And that means that that's your money. You can stay up there, maximum time is 3 years. Uh, you bank all that money. We provide the free food for you. It's like 2 bedroom apartments, you and another person. You have your own room, and then the other person has their own, and you're responsible for keeping your apartment clean. But you do
Mm-hmm.
have to bank your money. So what happens after 3 years? Say you're saving $150 a week. You have enough money for first and last month's rent somewhere, and you have the little 6 month nest egg that they tell people that they should have
Mm-hmm.
if you work it right.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Okay.
like that we have that because not too many facilities have age out facilities, and I think it's sad. It's very sad.
All right. You finna speak on this last part about the 1 year conservatorship, or you like you just kind of tricky. So kind of talk about that for me.
The conservatorship.
Mm-hmm.
I personally don't like conservatorships. They're so tricky. Like some people abuse that power where let's just talk about the youth with
Well, I tell you
mental
what, before you
health.
go any further, explain to us what a conservatorship is, because I work with mental disability people.
Okay.
That's one of the main words that always
Conser-
come. That's one of the main words that's always coming out. You know, I kind of understand what it is, but for the people who don't understand what it is, explain to us what's going on with that.
okay. Because there's different types of there's a conservatorship. That means somebody's responsible for you. You really
Mm-hmm.
don't have a choice. You have to do what they say do. Kind of what
Absolutely,
Britney
absolutely.
Spears is under. It's like she's a famous celebrity, but her father controls her money and her estate and her personal. They have conservatorships for estate. That means whatever properties you might have that somebody left to you, or just because these aren't adults, they're children.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever trust funds you may have, somebody else is in control of that. Over your physical body, they have conservatorships for over physical, your mental health, your physical health. Um, there's the type of conservatorship where somebody's over everything: mental,
Okay.
physical, financial, just every aspect of your life. The person is in control of it. They have to say. Um, that works out well for some people with severe mental disabilities or physical disabilities,
Mm-hmm.
but sometimes that doesn't work out well with, said somebody who is just part of the system, and then they age out and they still have a payee or something. That's
Mm-hmm.
when it gets kind of funky. You know, that's where even a conservator can be a bad person. A
Oh, absolutely,
conservator could be on
absolutely,
a,
absolutely.
yeah, yes, a conservator can be on a power trip, and even though it's time for you to go back to court and to be released, they will fight that because conservators get paid to be a conservator.
Really,
So there's a
really.
downside to being a conservator as well.
So is that where it comes in? That a lot of people say that a lot of these people are being foster parent because of the money aspect of it. They really just doing it because of the money aspect.
Oh man, come on. I mean, yeah, money is a factor. I mean, let's be truthful. There's a good way to yield your powers and your money, and there's a bad way. Anybody who starts a business and they tell you that it's not for profit, they're a liar. Any business you go into is for profit, but you have to have some heart with it. Unfortunately, there's just people that's just for profit.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the problem is.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Well, do you
I
know?
mean, because let's be real. When you think about starting a business, you may want to do good with that business or for the better, but you also have profit in mind because you cannot maintain that business unless you make a certain amount of profit.
Yeah, of course, yeah, because that's where the term comes in. You gotta, um, spend money to make money, and so on and so on. So you gotta put something up in it. So I agree with you on that. Um,
Yeah.
Oh wow, this all this not like I
Yeah, it's
said.
deep. It's deep.
It
It's
is.
something we
It
can't.
is.
Yeah.
It's real deep, and I'm glad you made time to come on the show
It's deep.
and speak on this.
It's emotional on everybody's end. Like I was telling you about the levels. So how about when I've gotten children or boys where I want them to, where they've gotten accepted to a college, and then all of a sudden their mom or their dad who did the damage to them from the beginning pops up, and they've done everything that they they were supposed to do, because the truth is sometimes the system works against us as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that that child should not go there back into that home for a lot of reasons. And you finally got the child doing good, getting straight A's, and then they go back home, and then a month later you get an obituary because this child has gotten killed or something.
And
It's hurtful.
and you know what?
Sometimes
Oh, we got it. Oh, we go ahead, Trick. I got some.
I
I
have
got. Oh,
I
we.
have stacks of obituaries. I have stacks. That's why I'm in the field where I'm required to see a damn therapist myself 3 times a month. I'm required. I have to dump. They call it dumping. I have to dump. I have to make sure I don't bring that home. All those hurtful feelings, you know.
And, Trish, you've been following me for a while, and I've been doing this for a long time, and that's one of the questions that a lot of people ask when we do these stories. Why do they let them go back to their house? Because I've heard a lot of stories that CPS has got involved, but end up still letting the kids go back to their house, and then this happened just like what you
Because
just
they have
said.
rights.
This, oh wow, oh wow.
Because the system works against us a lot of times. Just like there's mental health rights, children advocates, they, the parents, the dirty people have rights, child molesters have rights, and it's just everybody has rights. People fighting for them, even though they're fighting for the wrong thing. They have. Oh my God, I can't. I'm disgusted with the mental health system. It's like this child, a child might have mental problems. He's part of the system, but the system will work against me while I'm trying to help the child. They will work against me, and then they'll say, well, they have rights. My God, really?
What rights do? I guess that answers my question right there. Even though if the parents are fucking up, which caused the child to be into the foster system, they still got rights. Even though they fucking up, they
They
still
have
have rights.
rights.
Oh wow.
A lot of
Oh
people
wow.
don't. Child molesters have rights. How about that?
I didn't know that.
You knew the system was. We know the system is broken when somebody gets more time for some damn dope, for some damn weed than they get for being a child molester. You know that something's wrong.
You would think a child molester instantly their rights is snatched away.
Yeah, you would think. I mean, oh, it sounds good when they say they're not allowed to live around schools or be around. Look, there's a community in Long Beach, California right now. There's a part of Long Beach I won't even go through because there's nothing but group homes for adult child molesters. I'm talking about city blocks full of child molesters. So there's schools around there. There's children walking to and from school. There's all type of things. There's a Chuck E. Cheese around the corner. But they have rights. Their rights is you can't. It's just crazy. They have rights.
And they wonder why they keep doing it again and again and again and again because they giving rights to people like that, and you got a lot of people that say you do that to a child, they feel like that's instant death right there. That should be instant death. I don't know if I want to go that far with it, but then again, who knows?
No, it is you messed up. Look, when I was in college, I kept reading a book. There was a book that we assigned to us, and in the book, they kept this person who had been severely molested kept saying that he should have just killed me. They should just kill all the kids that's been molested. They should just kill them. And I didn't understand that at that time. And then now that I work with children where that's happened to on the worst levels. On the worst levels, it's kind of like they're dead. They, you would think that most of those children become
You breaking up?
promiscuous. You would think that that would be a prostitute. She was a molested child because
Oh, you going in and out? You breaking up? Yo. You can still hear me, Trish. Drop down, come back up, cause we can't hear nothing what you're saying right now. What the hell?
can you hear me?
I can hear you now. It's three of you showing. How the hell that happen? Oh, you didn't fell off. Oh wow, this is crazy. And wow. So mm, everybody got rights, huh? Everybody got right. Even these pedos, they got rights. So you got family members who actually doing dirty stuff to these children and got rights. How the fuck does that work? Wow.
Is that better?
Yeah, we still see three of you, but we can hear you. I don't know why it's showing three of you, but
I don't know.
we can hear you though.
I'm fantastic. That's why I know.
It's showing three of you, but we can hear you though. Wow, this is crazy, you know, and you giving me knowledge, which a lot of them in the chat room probably already knew, but like I said, you know, by me not being a father, you know, I didn't know none of this stuff, especially about molesters still got rights and these parents fucking up, they still got rights to these children, this, that, and the third. You would think, oh my God, you know, what the hell? You know, so
Right. I was reading somebody named Dick Tracy's comment. It's like people really do abuse power sometimes. Like my son he has allergies, food allergies. We have to walk around with EpiPen. One time I have to have three at all times, one in the house, one in the car, and one at the school. So the school, I was waiting on them to fill that prescription. And the school called me and sounded very threatening about him not having that EpiPen there, and they would have to take the. I said, "You will absolutely not do that, or I will." You know, I had to tell them what I'll do to them. I have proof that I done put this prescription in, and I'm waiting on them. I said, and you, I pack lunch. My son eats breakfast at home, and I pack his lunch because I don't trust the schools anyway to feed him what they're supposed to feed him because they literally made him sick one time, EpiPen sick themselves, but they wanted to threaten me. Yeah, they had changed the corn chips they had before. He was able to have them, but they changed it up without telling the parents, and he was allergic to those corn chips because they were fried in peanut oil, which made him go, his throat closed up. So, and they didn't even tell me they didn't tell me when it happened. They told me when I went to get him after school that he was in a nurse's office. Then they didn't even call me. So it's like, but yet before the EpiPen got there, they wanted to threaten me. I'm like, you can't threaten me with me. I said, basically, I wanted to say, you got me fucked up. I wish you would try.
Mm-hmm.
But, I had to hold it together with some professionalism and let them know you messing with the wrong one. So I thought to myself at that time, how many more people have you tried to threaten with CPS that didn't know their rights on some bullshit like this?
Man,
I get calls for kids being 10 pounds overweight. Can you believe that?
Really?
From teachers, from school nurses and teachers. Are you serious? So you gonna put this family through hell because the kid is a little chubby? I'm not talking about obesity. I'm talking about 10 pounds overweight.
And again, hefty as I am, shit, I guess I should have been called CPS a long time ago.
For real. But that's when we were young, they didn't have as many big kids as they have now. But yep, that's a new one, y'all. Within the recent 10 years, if your child is obese, somebody can legally call children's services on you.
Jesus Christ, really? And what
Yes.
what can you prove about them being obese? What can you prove?
Well, some kids, we don't see too many of those children who are just like where they have diabetes. I have run across kids though now where the way the people feed their parents or grandparents feed them, it has become abusive. But you know how it is, Chris, in minority families, we think food is love. So they don't know. I try and go easy on them, like, this is against the law because he's borderline diabetic and you can't keep feeding him like this because it may be love, but this is abuse.
Oh,
So
so there can be an issue with y'all.
it can be an issue. Okay, here's one. I can't give names, but about 6 years ago, I had
What the
a
fuck?
8 year old that was 350 pounds.
8 year old?
He was 8 years old and he weighed 350 pounds. Now his grandmother was the best grandmother. But the problem was she was loving him to death. You get it? Because food is love with some families. And I got her in and I got her in the classes and the boy started to lose weight. I have followed up with him. He's 12 now and he's a normal probably 160, but at that age he was 350 pounds because she was loving him to death, and that is abuse.
Now that I didn't know. That's new. I did not know that. I promise you I did
Yeah,
not know that. So you can actually get in trouble for that.
yeah, you can get in trouble for a child being just so morbidly obese that they can't walk and stuff. That's abuse.
Damn, I didn't know that. Wow. Because I used to see Maury sometimes he'd do the show with them people bring their kids on there and man, them kids be huge.
Yeah, and
And
those were the old school. Those were when more before Maury just got stuck on baby daddy. Well, these days that is considered abuse, especially now. Who usually reports that one or or their primary doctors?
mm-hmm.
Their primary doctors will contact us when they have tried multiple times to talk to the parent about the child's weight issue.
Mm-hmm.
But if the doctor feels like the parent will ultimately kill the child with food, they will get in touch with us and they'll explain it like this child has high blood pressure, this child is morbidly obese, this is diabetic or sometimes pre-diabetic. I think you need to come check this out. Those are from primary doctors.
Hey Rachel. Hey my Santa Fe buddy. Where you been, honey? Uh Man, this is. I'm glad you had time to do this because you done fucked my mind up with that one.
Yeah,
And you really
yeah.
did because again, shit. I guess I should have been called on a long time ago. Well, I ain't gonna say my mom just feeding me like
So
that. I don't think she was feeding me like that. Their problem more so was on me, on things that I ate. But see, here's the thing, and I spoke on Maury because I remember he used to have shows like that sometimes about these obese kids. And this one woman got on there and said, I always feed my child every time she cries. When she says she wants something and I tell her she can't have it, she cries. I don't want to see her cry, so I just give it to her anyway. I'm like, she crying, and I'm like, and
okay.
it's a lot of
Yeah,
things I
but I
cried
don't think
about.
you.
Yeah, and I didn't get
Yeah,
it,
but
so
I don't
and
think your grandmother. I don't think your grandmother made you a pre-diabetic or high blood pressure. I don't think probably
right.
at 6 and 7 years old you weigh 350 pounds. You know.
There's a lady who used to stay with me a long time ago, long time ago, long time ago when I had my second apartment. And she was a little old thing. And we used to get like McDonald's and stuff like that. Of course, we get like a happy meal. What do they call this shit at McDonald's? Happy meal, happy kids meal, some shit like that. And I used to cut up her sandwich because I didn't really feel comfortable with her picking up the sandwich whole. And her mom used to tell me, no,
Mm-hmm.
she could pick up the sandwich whole, watch her. And we put that sandwich in front of her face, and the baby used to pick it up, and she'd bite. I like, oh my God. I said, that's cute, but at the same time, I don't feel comfortable watching her doing that. You know,
Right,
I
right.
still would rather cut it up, you know. But I was glad to see that she was able to pick her sandwich up and eat it. But I just didn't feel comfortable with her doing that, you know.
Right.
So it's amazing that we own this portion of the show, you know, because again, this is crazy. I did not know that. I did
Oh no, you
not
should.
know that.
I gotta.
Wow.
When I first started, one of my first cases. Now this is on the other end of the spectrum. It was a child who was badly malnourished.
Mm-hmm.
Now what stuck out is he came from a good home, but the only thing this child would eat was oatmeal.
Mm-hmm.
Now us parents know that sometimes some of us have those children where they don't want to eat anything. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, when we do find something that they eat, oh, we let them eat it. Eat. As long you're eating, thank God you're eating. You know, I'm not for
Right.
real.
Right.
My son was carrots. My son was like, his thing was carrots. I used to puree them and give it to him. He ate so many carrots, the palms of his hands turned orange. I thought it was
Oh
so
my
weird. And
God.
I was like,
Oh my God.
but that's all he would eat,
Mm-hmm.
carrots. So this woman, she wasn't a bad parent,
Mm-hmm.
but because the only thing her son would eat was oatmeal. Hey, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, oatmeal. So this poor child got the scurvy. You wouldn't think the scurvy. He got scurvy from lack of vitamins, and I felt so bad for her. But we had to
Really?
get her. And yeah, he got scurvy. People get scurvy, and you know, he got scurvy from no vitamins, nothing else but oatmeal all the time. He's not having any citruses or fruits. He's just eating oatmeal all the time. And
And I thought oatmeal had all that up in it that could help your body keep all that. I mean,
no,
of course, without the citrus and
he
stuff, but yeah.
yeah, yeah, he got scurvy. Let's just say that. He got modern day scurvy, y'all. And scurvy comes with sores and stuff. She wasn't neglecting her child. She was just feeding her child the only thing the child would
Wait a minute,
eat.
are you
And
saying scabies? Are you trying to say scabies? He got
no,
scabies?
scurvy.
Scurbies?
Scurvy, not scabies. The scurvy. Look it up and see what that is.
Okay, how you spell it?
I think y'all spell that for
S C U
SCUREVY,
S C
something like
U
that.
R B Y.
Scurvy. He got scurvy. It was the first
Oh,
I had heard
scurvy.
about it in the history
Scurvy.
book.
Okay, scurvy. And it says a
Yes.
disease caused by a deficiency of vitamin C, characterized by swollen,
Yes.
bleeding gums and the opening of previously healed wounds, which particularly affected poorly nourished sailors until
Yes.
the end of the 18th century. What the fuck?
Yes. But believe it or not, some kids in the States have the scurvy. I run across them. That was my
Get
first
out of
one though.
here! Wow,
Oh yes. Yes. So she wasn't a
Jesus.
bad parent. It's just she didn't know how to make her kid eat what he needed. So she had to go through parental training to learn how to offer her child different things and to get him to eat without forcing him and having to beat him and cuss him out. But I just remember that was so interesting to me because that's something I only read in the history books. I did not know that kids got scurvy.
Hey, it's the first time I
Now,
heard of the damn word, so you just taught me something new again. I knew about scabies. That's why I said, are you saying scabies or are you actually saying scurvy? But you were saying
no, I'm
scurvy.
saying scurvy.
Wow,
That's what it
this is
was.
amazing how the body reacts to a lot of stuff that you get and that you don't get. That's fucking amazing, even for children. You know, because that just
Yes.
remind me when you talked about oatmeal, how like when we was little, we were babies. That's how they used to make our bottles. You know, if you remember the plastic bottle that you got to put the little plastic
Yeah.
little bag up in. You put a little oatmeal up in it, and I think you put a little milk up in it. You gotta put it in the microwave, and you gotta make sure you don't do it too hot. You know how some of y'all do? Y'all take it and squeeze the nip on your wrist to see is it hot, and,
Yeah.
and y'all get to the baby, and the baby sucking up. They be sucking that stuff up. I don't know if they still serve that now. Do they still do that oatmeal, baby oatmeal? They can suck it out the bottle. They still do that now?
Yeah. They still did it.
Okay.
The lady, even though this was pre-kids where I ran across this,
Mm-hmm.
it still happened to me with my son with the carrots. But fortunately, it was carrots and it was, but I had to
This is amazing.
I
Wow.
I had to introduce him, you know, to other foods. Like I would get sneaky. Like when I would make spaghetti, I would like get extra vegetables and puree them and pour it in the sauce, and they didn't know any better. So I got
Mm-hmm.
it up in my kids, and that was that case that taught me how to do better with my kids. Actually,
Dick Trace said, "Yep, the cereal oatmeal in the bottom make you sleep." Oh, they showed it after them children, after babies. We used to drink that shit, and they'll put us over their shoulder with the little blanket. They'll pat us on the back, and sometimes you get that lion bird. We like that coming from a baby.
but I got a call on a woman one time with a 3 month old baby,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody called, but this was justified. Instead of getting baby food or the powdered cereal for the bottle, she was chewing up grown folks' food. I'm talking about steak, rice, chewing it up and then putting it in the newborn, the 3 month old baby's mouth. That's how the baby was eating.
Like a bird, like birds do.
Like a bird, but grown folks' food like a bird.
What the fuck? Oh wow.
Yeah, and that's how the baby was badly malnutrition, and then they also get the disease called failure to thrive. Do you know what that is?
Tell me.
Failure to thrive. I get a lot of kids like that. It's basically when they're malnutrition, and I call them the car seat babies, the people
Mm-hmm.
who had kids but really don't want to deal with their kids, so they put them in the car seats all day,
Mm-hmm.
and they barely feed them. And we've seen failure to thrive all our lives. We just didn't know what it was.
Right.
It's you remember those videos where you see little African kids where they're real bony but their bellies are extended,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and those that's called failure to thrive. And
Oh.
basically it prolongs their ability to be able to crawl, to walk, to talk. It some of them grow up to have to be get IEPs and special classes. A baby that's born normal might end up not walking till they're 14, 18 months old,
Mm-hmm.
and that's common. And they think things like that only happen in third world countries, but it happens now. It happens a lot, and
Wow.
people just don't know what to call it, and it's called failure to thrive.
Wow. Trish, I thank you so much. You done gave this man right here so much insight. There is a good and a bad to this system, especially, and you have confirmed that folks will purposely put a bad report on you
Oh
to
yeah,
fuck
it
up your
happened to
life.
me. It
To
happened to
fuck up
me,
your life.
y'all.
People will do it, and you can speak on it because it has happened to you. Just like I think Monique says somewhat happened to her. And this is crazy. This is why I opened my platform. I started my platform with people who have dealt with this, because I want them to understand. I'm not a counselor, but sometimes it's therapeutic for a lot of people to tell their story. And I also tell them that you just never know who may listen. And you got somebody who may listen who probably can guide you where you can get help from. So and you just hit me with this because I didn't even know we are gonna get into all that. You just fucked my mind totally up with all that. With just at the end we talking about Jesus Christ. I didn't know none of that. So I do appreciate your time. You have confirmed a lot of stuff that people have been saying. The system is corrupt in many ways, and it needs to be
Yeah.
reformed. It does need to be reformed. Because if people could do that to you because they don't like you, because they don't like your attitude, and they just automatically put a bad report on you like that, that's crazy. That's sad because, like you said, the key word, my attitude, yes, may be funky, but I still got my rights. My attitude may be funky, but as long as I'm not doing it to my
Mm-hmm.
child, then why you putting a bad report on me? What makes you feel like my child is unfit because
Mm-hmm.
my attitude is bad? Yes, I got an attitude, but as long as you're not seeing me doing it to my child, I don't take it out on my child. That's two different things, and that is sad that these people can do this and fuck your life up. That is very sad, dear. So I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that.
No, no. No, it's okay. And I'm thanks for having, because a lot of these workers and stuff, they have an attitude. They want, when they meet somebody, oh, I don't know what they want them to do. Bow down, don't give them eye contact. I mean, they get the big head. I call it the big head. But the truth is, just like in anything, yeah, there's bad ones, and they will try to destroy you because they have the power. And
Mm, mm,
if you're gonna speak on good, you have to speak on evil. One
absolutely, and
cannot exist without
absolutely.
the other.
And that's what I do when I do these shows. When people come up to tell their story, I don't want people to think I just want you to come up and just shame the social system. I mean, if you have a good experience, please speak on a good experience. But of course, with this topic, it's touchy and it's sensitive. You can have a lot of people that have more
Hmm.
bad experience than good experience. So, I don't want people to think I just want people to come up here and just talk bad about social services. If you are a foster parent or you grew up in a foster system and you had an amazing experience, then with come share it. Don't tell me everything bad. Tell me some good things too. Or you've been on both sides of the fence. Let's talk about both of them. But before you
Hmm.
go, Trish, I got one last question for you. Now I hear a lot of people for the last shows I did. They say, if CPS come knocking on your door, don't open the door for you. You ain't gotta open the door for them. How true is that?
It depends on the case. Some people don't open the door. Sometimes you better open that door. Uh, if they show up with the police, that means that, eh, yeah, I don't suggest you don't open the door. You don't want to
Ooh.
get in any more trouble, but it depends on the severity of the case. You can only run so long. Here's the thing: if they don't catch you at your house, they will catch you somewhere. They will go to that
Oh,
child's
so they
school.
still gonna pursue
They
you
will go to
regardless of
your
what?
job.
So they still gonna pursue you until they
They're
till
going to
they
pursue you, especially depending on the case.
got you. Okay. So for all y'all
Depending
who out there
on
talking
the
about
case.
for all y'all talking about CPA don't oh you ain't gotta open the door for them. I think you're lying. You just heard what she just said. They might not get you at home, but they
I
gonna
don't-
get you.
Yeah, and to me, being at work would be embarrassing. Or how about this? You go to pick up your child at the end of the school day, and they're not there because CPS says they couldn't catch you at home. They will
Ooh.
catch you.
Ooh. I didn't think about that. Ooh, I
They
didn't think
will
about that.
get you.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, Trish, dear, thank you so much. We got to do this again. Like I said, it's been years, quite a few years I had you on the show, and this is one topic I thought about you. I like, hey, I need to get you back on and talk about this, and I think you did a wonderful job in getting a lot of us knowledge, especially me, on dealing with the social services. So, dear, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And for you guys who were doubtful, I'm verifying that some of you are exactly right. There's good and bad in every organization, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
So thanks for having me, Chris. Goodbye, everybody.
All right, no problem, dear. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my girl Trish. Wow. Wow. How about that? How about that? If I had more time, I would bring y'all up. See, conversations like that, it made me not want to go to work because there's so much knowledge out there that need to be learned, especially for me, who don't have this problem. Um, and somewhere down the road, if I just so magically have one, you know, um, I can see already things that you get in trouble for and things that you cannot get in trouble for. But although, just like she confirmed, you got people that will try to make your life a living hell in the social services, all because they don't like what's going on. And to sit up there and lie on somebody like that, somebody's house is clean, food filled up, place to lay their head, clothes on the back, PlayStation, laptops, things like that. The kids don't want for nothing. They got their education all together. And for some asshole to come in there and do that, and then go back to the social services and make up all that shit about somebody, that is a disgusting individual. And I hope when she did get fired, they put her in a system that she can never work in that field again. Cause that's ridiculous. somebody could be that hateful and sit up there allowing you like that and knowing they ain't seen shit like that. That is distasteful. And that's a motherfucking ridiculous. Somebody want to fuck up your life like that. That's a damn shame. This is why I'm so against. When I hear a lot of y'all be talking about people, children, I'm against that because these children getting fucked over for real. That's why I'm against it. You would never see me in anybody chat room egging nobody on, talk about nobody children. You talk about somebody children, I'm not gonna show my face, period, because I'm not with that. I'm not with that at all. Because this right here, this shit is happening for real. This human trafficking, these children get snatched away from good homes. And y'all be on here, man, talking about folks' children like that, man. I can't roll with that. Fuck that. I can't roll with that. I can't. And I don't even see how some of y'all got the guts to even be talking about people, children like that. Oh, you say not only she got fired, but it's gonna follow for the rest of her career. Well, good. It should. It should. It should. It should. So this is crazy, man. That's crazy. So that's why I'm so against that. Man, leave people children out of it, man. That man. And I get it, when you in the roasting session, everybody trying to top everybody. I get that, man. But come on, man. It ain't really that serious. I ain't trying to win no roast session. You get the best of me, you just get the best of me. No point of me attacking your children. I mean, you just get the best of me. That's all there is to it. Amen. Wow. Wow. But again, Trish, thank you so much. We needed to do this, and we did it. We did it, and you had taught me so much today, so much. All right. So on another note, guys, this weekend again, y'all see Monique Thomas in there. We're gonna try to get her story back on this weekend. And to some of y'all who remember about that teacher who I did their story on, again, there's more students coming to that comment section. And one of them said he does want to talk to me. And not only him or her, but a couple of their buddies want to talk. And I told them, as long as you get your parents' permission, I don't mind talking to y'all. So they emailed me and say, they got parents' permission. So we're trying to get a time and a date set that we can get these young men or women to come speak about that teacher who did the unthinkable up there. And these are people who are saying that she was actually their teacher. Either she was their teacher now or they was a former student of hers. I would like to hear what these young men and women got to say about that. I think some of them are shocked. Some of them ain't so shocked, but I'm gonna have them students on the show, and I'm asking them, y'all have y'all parents in the background. When they email me again, because I know they're going to email me again today sometime, but I'm going to tell them, make sure your parents, somebody's around that's an adult. They can hear the show, so it won't be no problems. Okay? Make sure they're around so they can hear the show. And I'm going to try my best to keep my mouth not so foul because these minors I'm talking to, so I'm going to try my best to keep the cursing out of it. I'm going to try my best. It's just so much stuff going on around here. There's another story about a 5-year-old and shot and killed his mom. He was putting a gun out and accidentally killed his mom. That story, it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. And these kids just getting messed over all over. But hey, guys, until next time, hey, be on the lookout for the next story, the next show, the next stream. And Monique, we can try to do it this Sunday and continue your story. And again, anybody who want to share their story on about your dealing with the social services, please email me at bigcdt@gmail.com and let me know you want to share your story. I will send you a date and time that I'm doing it, and you come on up and tell your story. But now let me say this right here: if you're not going to participate in the show, then stop emailing me, because you're wasting my time. Seriously. And I got a few emails. People say they want to come on the show, but you don't show up. So don't if you're not gonna show up on the show, and I'm emailing you to give you the information, stop doing it because you're wasting my time. All right, you're wasting my time. You said, by the way, I did get the child, and I made sure she got in college, and she's in her second year. Amen, amen, amen. Guys, I will catch y'all next time. Your man, Chris Storms. Thank you so much. Peace.